Hi everyone, I'm Elise and welcome to the Circus Playbook. Today we've got a very special guest, Robert Winch.
Robert when I'm naughty.
Rob was the artistic director at Perle when I was performing there as an artist. And he's gone on to do so many amazing things. I'm very, very excited to hear all about his journey.
Thank you. Thank you
Welcome.
for having me.
Yeah, thank you again for your time.
No worries.
Tell me, you've just had such an extensive career. How did it all start?
Well, yeah, I started as a gymnast and, was coached by my dad and had other coaches at national teams and squads and stuff and did all right. Like I was always in the national squad from like the age of 14, but never really, like I was always in the top 6, top 8, whatever. So I was always in the squad, but always reserve. And then junior English champion, not British, English champion. And that was only because the guy that could beat me was Scottish and he was injured. And then there was a Welsh guy and he couldn't compete because it was English championships. And then the one English guy that could beat me, he was injured. And so it was only out of me and a good friend of mine, a guy called Abraham Sonny, who was from Manchester. And to be honest, one of the only reasons I won the competition was because we were really good friends and it was either out of both of us. So we were just bantering the whole way through the competition. Like he'd go first on a piece and he'd sort of walk off and like give me a wink and I was like, yeah, all right. So like having that competition, but that banter competition, I always performed way better as a team. Yeah. Even though it's only you on the piece, it was just, I don't know, it just relieved the stress. Yeah. And it was just like, okay, if we're going to do this, because it mattered to the team. It wasn't just me messing up me.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but then like really at the age of 18, school, I wasn't really interested in much of the school stuff. And there was an audition for the Millennium Dome down in London for New Year's Eve in the year. And so it was the one day off of training I had. And the girls' coach had said, there's this audition for this show down in London. And I was like, really want to come in and do a whole day's audition and, 500 push-ups and whatever else it is. But I went and I got the job. And so, it was just a natural transition to go, right, you know what, I could stick this gymnastics thing out and, go for it, or this more realistic to go down and start performing. So I was 18, just turning 19 when I moved back down to London and started performing,
And what were you doing was it more gymnastics-based performance?
It was a pretty easy transition because it was trampolining. It was trapeze, but it was like static trapeze, even if it was, I think, 30 meters in the air or whatever it was. But it was like a big opening ceremony, like 20 minutes, I think, but you do it like 5 times a day. But they had 2 casts. Okay. So it was like you'd work Monday, Tuesday, you'd have Wednesday, Thursday off, you'd work Friday, Saturday. So every 2 days, you've got another weekend. So you're like, hey, this is good, here we go. So these people that were getting injured and hurt and stuff doing it, I was like, I don't understand. Like, this is way easier compared to, my training regime.
Gymnastics, yeah. So did you find that transition easy? Or
Super easy.
Yeah.
Super, super easy. It was like a holiday. It was like, I don't get paid to do this. Like, I could go work, train 25 hours a week or go and perform for a couple of days, a week and get paid for it. This is great.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of gymnasts decide to transition into circus, because you've done all the groundwork, you've done all the years of hard training, so then it's an easy switch.
That one was particularly easy because it wasn't really performing. You didn't really have a character. I mean, there was, I'm trying to remember the numbers now. I think it was 2 casts of about 80. And so you might start up on their grid and you might abseil down, then go on to do the trampoline act. That was 6 trampolines built on a stage. So the training for it was difficult because it was a team. There was 6 trampolinists. So of course I was pretty decent on trampoline. I'd messed around on it for long enough. And so the actual routine was really easy, but I had to like lower my jumps or, to match everyone else's jumps. So that was what was difficult. So it wasn't hard for me to do that. It was just trying to get the team to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And trampoline, as you know, it's not exactly, you can't bounce to rhythm or bounce to the music. We'd have the choreographer going, and a 5-6, I'm like, what are you doing? That's not going to happen. I said, I can jump to the beat, but do you want, a jump on 2 count? Do you want it? And you've got to build up the height. So it was really interesting. But I did that for a whole year. It was great.
Oh, wow.
I was 19, living in London.
Going
earning,
wild.
I think, £400 a week, going, I've got 2 weekends a week. This is great, this life. And from that, I went straight into, I did a bit of teaching at a circus school in London, and then I got a cruise ship job. And that was a lot more challenging, because then it was like, there's only 8 of you on stage, and it was proper musicals. And I had to even sing a song.
Oh, I'd love to hear you sing.
No, you don't. They used to turn my mic down, the guy in the wings used to sing it. A good guy. And but the dancing stuff, we were brought in as a speciality act.
Yeah.
A bit of acro here. We did the can, whatever.
You did the can?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I've got pretty good hamstrings, so I could do the can. And then the guy on my shoulders, spinning around. I mean, it was very basic shows, but it was 6 different shows a week.
Okay.
So that was always challenging. It was just going, okay, when do I come out and tumble? And we were just there to add the flair and the wow factor,
What about learning the choreography and dancing, from gymnastics
Well,
to
I was
that
really, I mean, even at school, I did school plays, and I did West Side Story. And
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
And even there, they're like, you could sing this song and do a handstand at the same time. Like, I could.
Oh, please.
Yeah. She really wanted to use my acro in it, so I did a bit of, a couple of backflips or whatever on the school stage. And then we'd always do the talent show every year at school. So I knew I wanted to perform. I wanted to be an actor and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And so when I was on the cruise ship and I got the opportunity to dance, I asked the dance captain, I said, stick around, when we get to port, the others would get off and have a break and stuff, and he'd stick around. He's a good guy, and he'd stick around. And he did it because he wanted to teach me dance so that I would teach him a backflip.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do it because I really wanted to learn and open it up. I was always very jealous of these people that went to musical theatre schools or
really?
Super jealous. I would love to have done. I had some good friends in London that were doing big West End shows, or had done West End shows and were getting into TV and stuff like that, and that was something I would like to have done. I feel like that would have been better for me than normal school.
What about all the gymnastics? Would you have done that instead of or as well as?
No, I really wanted to perform.
Yeah.
It just came naturally.
So you didn't miss gymnastics at all once you stopped?
Maybe for the first week.
1 week, that's it.
And I was like, well, but I'm getting paid to do this now. And it was I remember going to because it was produced by a company, the Millennium Dome, but all the training had happened at this circus school in London. I can't remember the name. It used to be called Circus Space, but now I think it's something different. And so that was kind of like a what's it called, crash course in circus school. But then we'd be sitting there and they go, okay, you're going to hang on the trapeze, chin the bar, and do an up and over.
Yeah.
What? Really? Done? Next?
Yeah.
And then the teachers were like, oh, well, I planned a whole 45-minute session on this. Well, you've got 2 gymnasts here.
Already done
let's go. What's next? So we started doing handstands on the trapeze and stuff like that, and putting our arms. When you stand on the trapeze, you put your arms. We could do it in the ropes, and the trapeze teacher was like, "Oh, I'm not sure about this. Not sure about this." Yeah, so we freaked her out a little bit. But it's just because it was like, well, this is and the trampoline. Okay, it's a double back somersault. I've been doing that since I was. So not to sound big-headed, but it was just easy.
As a gymnast,
it was just easy. It was like, oh, this is what I do to warm up and play. So then once I got on the cruise ship, dancing was a little bit more challenging. And having to go back and do proper auditions. I did a couple of auditions in London for other cruise ships after that.
Did you find the auditions to be more nerve-wracking than a gymnastics competition or less nerve-wracking?
No, I found it less. Gymnastics was definitely more stressful, nerve-wracking. But I think, I know you're going to ask the question, but it's like gymnastics. I had a friend of mine who used to say, only in a competition, only do what you know you're gonna 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. What? Only do what you're going to nail, right?
Yes.
But, I mean, gymnastics nowadays, compared to when I was competing, I wouldn't even have started. Like, I'm looking at these kids doing the gymnastics these days, and it's like, these tricks are crazy insane.
Wow.
There's a video now, I've got a guy swinging around the high bar, doing a triple somersault over the high bar, and catching the high bar again. I'm like, no.
I think that's with everything over the years, though. Everything just evolves.
Just keeps
you know,
evolving.
People are trying to always do, one up the other person.
100%.
And it just over the time, it just...
It's crazy to say in the gymnastics level nowadays.
Yeah. So Rob's father is actually Barry Winch, former Olympian.
Yeah.
Did you ever train with Barry?
He was my coach.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I was always in the gym. He used to, when we lived in London, or
Yeah.
North London, he had a really good, I think they're the British champions, the men's squad he had.
Yeah.
And so from the minute I was born, I was in the gym, messing around and getting in people's ways and jumping the foam pit and stuff.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until basically we moved up to Nottingham when I was finishing primary school, ready to go into secondary school. And I was pretty good at like 9 or 10. And then I don't know what happened. I just went downhill, I guess. But we were training. There was a proper gym school. So the gym was like behind the high school that we all went to. So we were training. Monday to Friday would be 7 o'clock till 8:30.
Oh, wow.
Go to school, come back and train 3:30 to 6:30, Monday to Friday. And then 3.5, 4 hours on Saturdays. And Sundays were your day off.
That's a big schedule.
It's about 25 hours a week.
My God.
Yeah, non-stop.
Did you find it hard to concentrate at school, with all that training?
I didn't really concentrate much at school. That was my break. I go there to relax and chill out.
Have a nap.
Yeah, no, we didn't. I mean, at that age, you've got so much energy and so much. It wasn't difficult. But yeah, I definitely, especially as you get a bit older and stuff, went to school for just a bit of a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got any advice for gymnasts that are thinking about a circus career or trying the circus out, performing musical theatre even?
Yeah, I mean, I've always, as soon as I got into the business, I loved it, but I'd never been trained in it. It was just purely I started performing and I could do the double somersault on the trampoline or whatever it was. So, but like I said, with the cruise ship, I just took, whenever I was in a job, I just took everything. Like I'd even go and hang out with the technicians.
Oh, wow.
And just sort of go, oh, how does this work? And not that I was going to understand I'm not a lighting designer by any means, still now.
Yeah.
But at least you just try and learn all the facets and all the little bits of everything while you're on the job. Because really, yes, there's all these degrees you could get, or, a good friend of ours, Zeb's got like 300 masters and whatever, and he's super artsy-fartsy. But at the same time, with the entertainment side of the world, there's so many different things you don't understand, but be curious.
Well, I think that curiosity would have helped you eventually become artistic director, and you had that, knowledge, that broad range of, you just knew all the different areas.
Even when I was Cirque, I mean, you'd go and hang out on the grid, you'd have a starting queue from the grid, 30 meters, whatever it is, above the stage, but you've obviously preset 10, 15 minutes before the show starts. So you're chatting to the riggers and you're chatting to the automation guys, and it's like, well, how does this work and how does that work?
That's great.
Not annoying them too much or making them not do their job, but a lot of the times once you're into a resident, resident show, everyone can sort of do it. Yeah. Second nature by then. So it's like, oh, what's this and what's that and what's. So yeah, I tried to learn as much as I could. Even with the sound guys, he said, move this wire into that hole. Basically, unplugging a wire and putting it into another hole in a big patch system. He goes, you just patch sound. Oh. That's going on the resume. I don't know what it means, but all right, I basically moved a wire. That's patching sound. Sounds much better the way you say it. I'll put that on the resume, So yeah, it was just, just really curious and just wanting to learn everything. Yeah. Because the actual performing side of it wasn't so difficult, even when I was with Cirque. Like the training and the trainings and creation they're intense. You're doing long hours. But as you well know, it's a lot of sitting around. Now go. Yeah, but I've been here for 12 hours. You want me to perform now? Yeah. Yep. All right. Yeah. Remember, quick stretch. All right, you got 2 minutes, Yeah. Crack, here we go.
So did you audition for Cirque du Soleil? How did you make that transition?
Yeah, so I'd done the Millennium Dome, which was a great experience, and then I got straight onto a cruise ship and had a good fun around the Mediterranean, and done a bit of singing, like it's a bit more musical theatre, so I was really enjoying that.
Yeah.
And then came home and didn't really have a CV, didn't have an agent, but I thought, I've done this, bit cocky, come back to England, and no one knows who I am, what I'm doing. Like all my other friends in the performing world had gone off.
Yeah.
You know, because the problem with the Millennium Dome, it's 2 cars of 80, so about 160 circus performers all of a sudden were out of work, but wanted to hang around in England and Europe. So everyone's just going, well, yeah, but you're one of. So that was really tough after the cruise ship to come back, and I'd worked in a couple of bars just to, earn my keep a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Back at mum and daddy's house.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We've all been there.
Done that, done a couple of nightclub gigs, and, still walking outside of a nightclub when they start yanking on your leg, and
oh, yeah.
Get off, mate. And then did some really, like, I call it second-rate holiday parks in England, and more stunt work, and a horse show here, or a pirate show here, or whatever it was. And then I'd seen a really good friend of mine who was also a gymnast who'd gone into this world, and he just finished Disneyland Paris, the Tarzan show at Disneyland Paris, and we'd caught up. I think we'd done a pantomime together, and he said, "Oh, why don't you come and audition for this?" But it was like against all these French, like proper gymnasts, and this is like 4 or 5 years after I've stopped performing. I was like, all right. He goes, look, just go to your dad's gym, get back on the high bar a bit. Like, all you really got to do is just really clean basics. It's not mega difficult. But like, as soon as I got on the high bar, I was like, of course, you get a rip straight away, because now my hands are all soft, and I was like, oh, this isn't much fun. But I did it anyway. Got the audition, got the job.
Oh wow!
And went to Paris, and they all left me. All the English contingency within the French contingency, they all left and went join. They'd auditioned for Le Rêve.
Okay.
So they all went to Vegas and went to Le Rêve, and sort of left me for the last 2 months of the season going, okay, I better learn some French. And so, but then in between the contracts, I went straight back to the gym and was really getting back. Like, Tarzan kind of saved my career, because it was, the team was good. They were good gymnasts. And a lot of people went from that show into Cirque du Soleil, whether it was in Vegas or tours. So it was a real, like, foundational show to then go on. And Disney is such a brilliant company, and they were so friendly when I got the job, and I had to leave early and all this stuff. So I'd auditioned in between the 2 summer seasons, so it would be in 2004 to 2005. And we'd done the audition in London, and it wasn't necessarily for the show that I went on to, the Beatles, Love, but it was just a standard sort of Cirque audition. And at the end, I was the last, one of 6. And of course, it's the same faces you see if you're in the same town, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, hello. And it goes back again. It's like, well, if you're with all your mates and you're having a laugh, then you don't mind making a bit of a punker of yourself, you know? And so, and we were all giving each other banter and elbowing each other. And the funny thing was, one of the first things was, he said, okay, when you to walk over there, walk down the tumble track or whatever it is, come to the camera as an animal. I just finished Tarzan, of course, but there's like 3 other of us that had just finished Tarzan. So I sprint up, because I know he's going to say no one can copy it. I'm like, monkey. He's like, that's a very good monkey. I'm like, thank you. I've been working on it. Yep. Just done a year at Tarzan being a monkey. So he was like, oh, that's really good. And so a girlfriend of mine run up and she goes, yeah, I'll do a monkey as well. And he was like, no, do a different animal. She's like, Rob, sorry. So then I went to Vegas on that.
Oh wow! Yeah. I think the fact that you were really good at character work, you had that experience, your musical theatre, and you loved performing, would have made you a standout at that audition. Because there are thousands of gymnasts, but can they all go there with the character straight away? Just embrace the monkey.
That's the tough part, right? Especially going from such a
rigid.
It's kind of like dancers in doing sort of ballet is the foundation to then go and performing dance is a bit different. But I suppose as dancers you learnt you're sort of taught to perform as well. Whereas in gymnastics, you on the high bar, and it's all about the skills. It's not about character vision. But I just sort of picked that up as I went. But yeah, I mean, you just got to go for it.
Yeah.
They want you. They specifically want you, especially Cirque du Soleil. They specifically want you to not show any inhibitions, just to do whatever. Make a complete idiot of yourself. It's fine. Like, climb the rope, sing a song.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine. She is not a singer. I'm not a singer, but she's definitely tone deaf. But the task is normally you climb the rope, and then at the top of the rope you have to sing a song.
I love that, though.
See, I didn't do that in the fitness test, did I? I did the rope climb, but you ain't singing a song. Maybe next time. But she went up there and she sang Happy Birthday like she was Celine Dion.
Oh, that's amazing.
All tone, like every key off key. But she just went for it. So yeah, it was painful to listen to, but they went, we'll have you.
Yeah.
You know, if you're willing to make that much, don't show any inhibitions, just do it.
I think I just got a flashback to you telling us to yell "Anta" right before the last silks drop in a lapel training session. I really enjoyed that, though. I remember some of the girls were freaking out about that, and I was like, "Anta!"
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
I would have liked to have done that in the show, actually.
I did it at Tarzan as well. There was a guy he's a big guy, and it has to be the party. I'm trying to think of his name, but there's like the daddy monkey in Tarzan. Yeah. And it's always the bigger boys and a little bit and stuff. They do more porters. But I did the Papa Monkey when they reopened the show. And so it was always something. And there was this one kid who was brand new to show, straight out of gymnastic training, probably barely 18, French kid. And he had sort of the physical thing, but he would keep pushing the other monkeys out the way. I'm like, no, the Papa Monkey doesn't push them. They move for the Papa Monkey. You know what I mean? But if you don't show... If we can't read it from over here that you're big and physical and they're scared of you, it's more on their reaction. So I had them do the similar thing and just like, come down, walk to me, and then, I speak French, but that's about it. But I just said to him, I was trying to think of a really random word that doesn't mean anything. So fromage, I said, shout cheese, shout fromage, whatever it is, but do the similar thing, like come here, and shout your things, but you've got to say a really random word. And he just could not do it for ages. Really? He just kept giggling and just feeling insecure. Ooh. Now, I hadn't done the casting, so I had to work with what I had. So slowly but surely, I just sort of said, right, at the end of every day session, you're going to do it again. Yeah. And these are all your friends. Imagine what you'll be like in front of 500 people, 600 people in the audience. Like, if you really want to do this... So he finally got it, but it was quite funny for a couple of days. He just could not say fromage without giggling. Yeah. I think some people have it more naturally than others. Some people really have to work at that, performance element or just being willing to go there, make a fool of themselves if necessary. And I think that's a really important quality, especially a lot of auditions, I know, Cirque du Soleil make you do that. Well, it's funny, isn't it? Would you say you're more introverted or extroverted? Me, personally? Yeah. As a person, I would say I'm actually quite introverted. As a performer, I'm the opposite. I'm extroverted. It's like I just go into a zone. I don't care. I'm just doing what I need to do. You know, even if I've got, didn't even want to get out of bed in the morning for whatever reason. I'm just, once I'm there, I warm up, I get into that headspace and I just go there. But I think also I trained myself and I did dance school for 4 years, full-time dance as well before circus, and really that helped as well, because we had to do all sorts of things, get up and dance and perform and acting work and things like that in front of our friends, and it was a very judgmental environment, so I really had to be I pushed myself and was pushed out of my comfort zone for years until it just became whatever. Now I'll be a clown if I need to be, and I really actually enjoy it once I just let it go and just go there. It's funny. What was the kid's name that we had at Le Perle he was the backup for the king as well? Vadim. Oh yeah, Vadim. Do you remember him? Yeah. And I first met him, and he's like, hello. Yeah. He's Eastern European, but he's like, anyway, it's like hello, and he sort of does this. And then you see him on stage and you go, who the heck is this? It's like another person, yeah. But I was very similar as a performer as well. Like if I went out, if I had to walk in on the stage, I remember doing the backup for Mr. Piggy at Cirque. There's 2,000 people.
Yeah, that's
in the theatre, and it was still scary because I wasn't rehearsed, and the guy went out and I was like, Rob, you ready to do this? I'm like, yeah, just be backstage with me and give me my next, because this was lines as well.
Yeah.
Like I had to speak English. It wasn't gibberish. It wasn't. It was literally.
That's harder.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's performance. Blah blah. And you just walk out in this big fat suit.
Yeah.
But I remember doing it and then not even like walking off stage and go, did I just do that? Like.
Yeah, it's almost like you don't even
just
realize.
because I wasn't really properly prepared.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I did it. But I remember like thinking after, it was a lot easier to go out as a character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Than walking out as Rob Winch.
It's different.
Walking on stage, I'll be like, oh, now I'm really scared.
Yeah.
Like you can sort of hide behind the character a little bit. But I was gonna, the reason I ask is it's weird. You get these extroverts, naturally extroverted. It doesn't necessarily make them the best performers.
No, not at all.
You think they're going to be the funniest and the clownest, and we had a lot of them at La Perle, but and typically, you know, once they've trained, they're fine. But I always remember Vadim because it was just like, I remember sitting in Magic Carpet or whatever we called it down there, and it was just like, Vadim, I've got to say, mate, like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
I was just so gobsmacked. And I've got a lot of friends who are naturally introverted or less social or whatever, but they walk on stage and you go,
it's like a different person.
It's just a mindset. It's just a mind switch of going, right, let's go.
Yeah, I think once you learn that skill, or you just learn how to do that mind switch, like you said, then you can just go into whatever character, whether it's crying hysterically, making a complete idiot of yourself.
Shout as loud as you want. Shout
yelling.
Antar from the top of the seal.
You're like, oh, I've got nothing to lose. I'm just going to do it, you know? And it's almost very liberating, I find, you know? It's like you've allowed yourself to just go there. And then the audience, when you do that on stage, goes there with you. Because if you hold back, they can feel
it.
That you've held back. And that's more awkward than just going for it.
Yeah, if the audience is sitting there cringing for you, then really, you might as well go full out.
Yeah, especially if you want to be funny. I find that harder. If you want to do a clowning thing, which, you know, I have done here and there, and that's more awkward, especially if you're not funny. But if you really commit to it, it's like not awkward, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, she's just a complete clown, you know?
She's
and that's
a clown.
okay, you know?
It's not funny and she's trying too hard or whatever. No, it's really, the comedy side of stuff is really challenging.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you can try and be funny, or you can try and do something funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's two different ways of doing it. I've done I had a little like regional theatre company in Vegas, basically because we'd done 2 years of Love, and it was like, okay, well, let's do something else, or just to get our minds out of it. So we'd done a couple of little shows up at the regional theatre place out by the mountain. It was lovely. And I'd always choose the one-act comedy plays because they were just the funniest. And it was like, I didn't really want to do another musical or the typical like Lion King or Little Mermaid or whatever. Plus it was a bit cheaper to do those. So we do some old school like black comedies or black farces, but farcical comedies. But they're always the best because it was just fun. Like even at the table read, everyone would be laughing. Yeah. And you didn't know what you were reading, so you weren't trying to be funny. Yeah. And then people would go, oh, I'll get the joke now. All right, tonight I'll try it. I'm like, no, read it exactly how you read it before, you know? You're not trying to crack a joke. You just are cracking a joke.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. You don't want to try too hard. It's like you just want to commit to a character, but you're not trying to necessarily be funny or whatever it is. But I think that's quite rare that you had that mix as a gymnast, performer, singer, dancer.
The glam on. No, there was the one song I sang was a song called Jump and Jive.
Please sing it.
Well, the thing was, no, I'm not going to sing it. No, it's too early in the morning. and she's already got enough footage of me doing silly stuff at La Perle anyway, so I ain't giving her any more.
I think I got a monkey of you doing the monkey.
Got me doing the monkey. I'm sure that's somewhere floating around.
Find that video.
There's a video of me floating around from house back in the day as well, where it was an ex-coach friend of ours, Ksenia.
Oh yeah.
She was leaving house originally. This is the first semester or incarnation of house.
Yeah.
And one of her leaving things was she had a task to do for each day for the last week before she left, and one of them was to teach me they used to do this like swan dance.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm the head of coaching at this point,
Yeah,
and I'm
that.
like pretty
Swan
like,
dance.
you know,
Yeah.
square. I was like, all right, whatever, I'll just do it, you know. So her last Tapis Rouge, it started with me performing, I don't know, 4/8 or whatever it was, this bloody swan dance. So I'm like, if I'm going to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I managed to find a tutu. They weren't going to give me a costume because I was too big and they were too expensive. So someone gave me a costume. I had a blonde wig on. I had the sock on, the like, you know, the song. Did the dance. Whole cast and crew are cracking up and poking fun at me. And at that moment, the AD walked in and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Franco Dragone." And it was like the one time in 5 years he'd been backstage and visited the show. So I just shot down, like he didn't see me dance, thank goodness. But shot down the corner and hid, and I'm just looking at Cassandra going, "You're in so much trouble, like, I'm going to murder you. If you weren't leaving tonight, you would be leaving tonight, you know?" So yeah, that was my only meeting with, like, actual handshake with Franco Dragone, was dressed as a swan.
That's fantastic.
Yes. Yeah. Worked on all his projects, but never actually met the guy, and I meet him as a swan. Great, good job, Rob. Thanks, Cassandra. So there's a video of that somewhere as well. But again, I don't mind making a plonker of myself. Like, if it's going to help get the message across or what I'm trying to portray, you know?
Yeah, it's part of the industry too. I mean, circus is circus, you know. You've got to be willing to look like, you know, a bit of an idiot sometimes, you know.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, every day.
Well, I like to think it's more... I mean, circus is a portion of entertainment, but I like entertaining. That's the thing, you know. Like, even when we were at Le Perle, I wouldn't necessarily sit there and watch the show. I knew what it looked like. Most of the time, I would sort of try and sit. I'd always sit back because I don't want to disturb the audience watching the show. But every so often, if I had friends, I'd sit closer to the front. One, to normally wink at you lot and say, "Can you stop messing around?" But most of the time, it was so that I could turn my head around at certain moments and watch the audience. And see if they were reacting in the way that we were trying to have them react, or react at the certain moments, or... And the one time it really happened... So I was at House for 5 years, House Dance and Water in Macau, and then got offered to come to Le Perle, because a lot of the team were leaving. They'd done, I think it was 2 years. So I was just coming for 6 months. I came in as the head coach just to restructure and rebuild the coaching department, and then I was leaving. Went home for Christmas. It was the first time I was back in England with my family for Christmas Day for like 12, 14 years. Like,
wow.
You know, normally we're performing on Christmas Day, or around Christmas Day or whatever. So I was like, no, I'm home for Christmas. Went back to England, and then by New Year's I was like, right, I'm over it now. I'll go. So I went back to my house in Vegas, was catching up with a few friends in Vegas, and then COVID hit. Stuck in Vegas. Well, not stuck, but I was at my house. I was redecorating, and good friends of mine had just come back from their project, so we were writing bits of ideas for shows that we wanted to do, but nothing in Vegas was happening. And so I went back to England, and then, the general manager of Le Perle said, "Hey, the other AD is not coming back. We need you here."
Wow.
This was the 1st of July 2020. Have I told you this story before?
No.
So 1st of July 2020, I got the call off Jeff and Carl Jenkins, good friend of mine. And they said, "Okay, the AD is not coming back. We need you to get over here." It's all right. So and they said, "We can't fly you until the 7th of July. Because they weren't letting people in. And so I went down to Heathrow, went to the thing on the day that we thought we could fly in. And 7th of July, went to get on the plane and said, "No, you haven't got a visa." I said, No, here it is. He goes, "No, you haven't got a visa. You've got approval for a visa, but you can't get a visa until you land in Dubai."
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, "Well, yeah, but..." He said, "You can fly tomorrow." So I was like one of the first people on the first plane to fly from England into Dubai that wasn't, was non-residents as such. Flew in, landed on the 8th, had to go and quarantine for 24 hours or whatever it was. So many rules. And then went to meet the general manager at Le Perle on the 8th of July. He'd originally said to me, "Okay, end of August, you've got to reopen the show by. We've got people stuck around the world, but I'm like, okay, we're going to have to cut a fair bit." And he goes, "Look, just get it open." Like it's really drastic, you know. It's like open it now or don't.
Wow.
Like he's not gonna.
Yeah.
He's gonna lose so much money, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. So when I got to the bird, he goes, yeah. So end of July. I'm like, end of July? We're the 7th of July, 8th of July now.
Oh my God.
I've got 2.5 weeks.
That's so stressful.
What? Okay. All right. How much have the guys been training? Well, they've only just been allowed back in the theatre. Okay, so they've had 2.5 months off, and you're going to give me 2.5 weeks?
Oh, man.
Well, not just that. I said, how many casts are here? Or you've been able to get back? We think we can get this person back. We think we can get this person back. But right now, you've got 19 cast members.
Oh, wow.
Okay, well, we can do something. Luckily, I had all the 4 main characters that were already here or had stayed or whatever. So, okay, we can. Okay, I think I can do something with it. Kleber was here, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, but 3 of those performers are the musicians. Well, so 3 of them are up there in the booth, not performing on stage. I've got to fill the whole stage with 16 performers. Like, what the?
It's a big stage.
And so I was like, okay, so cut. I haven't got time to train these acts, plus I haven't got enough performers to be able to get from Chappelle to wherever.
Yeah.
And so I closed the doors at the back. I was like, we can't keep seeing this massive stage. Like, just close them, as many opportunities as we have. Close those doors to at least try and make it this sort of little intimate, humble version down here. And yeah, we did it 2.5, 3 weeks on austerity.
Wow.
You know, getting paid, I don't know, 25% of our salaries, and then 50% once we open the show. And it just, well, you sort of tagged on to the end of that, you know what I mean, when you joined us. But yeah, it was 3.5 years of just rebuilding.
I mean, it's rough, but at least, you know, it was still going and up and open so soon after COVID, because, you know.
We're the first show to reopen in the whole world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. Because when did you join?
2021.
Yeah, I think you were after the first batch, then you came in. But yeah, that was,
Yeah.
you know pretty much the story from there on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was revolving door for a while. It was really rough there. And then, of course, the housing thing, and there was just so much that happened. But I'd always had the belief, like I would say it, you know, I didn't do too many big sort of, you know, Ted Lasso speeches, but there was one that was just like, okay, I truly believe, like, for now, just don't think about the money, don't think about that. This is a gig. It's the only gig that we've got. We've all got the opportunity now, but I'm still not going to stop pushing to make it the best possible version of the show itself.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I truly believe that, yes, of course we do this job for money, but if you're in a show that you truly believe is worth performing in, then it's also got added value that way as well.
Yeah, and I mean, Le Perle's still one of the biggest shows, most famous shows in the world, and it's been going this long because it is entertaining, you know. It's a fantastic custom-built theatre, water show with high diving and
it's crazy.
All sorts of crazy acrobatics, and the audience love to see that, you know, and it's got, you know, beautiful backdrop, artists, everything, the story, and it's fantastic that you were able to get it back up and running, saved the show. You did save the show.
Yeah.
And kept it alive, you know. So it's so sad, but during COVID, so many shows just never reopened.
Well, and even it was funny as well, because once, you know, we'd sort of, I felt like, I mean, probably a year or so after you joined, but all of a sudden it did start feeling a bit, okay, we're just a bit more settled now, and there's not a CCO every 5 seconds, and you know what I mean? It just started feeling a bit more like, okay, now we can have a bit of a play, and we put the Silks Act back in, and that was
great.
A really nice part of it. I remember first putting Bungie in, and even the crew backstage, like when we did the validation or whatever, screaming and cheering. It was like, so that's now my audience. Yeah. For the building of the team part, going, everyone turned up to watch the validation, and every crew member's there and watching it. It was like, and we had that with Bungie, we'd had that with Chappelle, even though Chappelle was 1 step forward and 2 steps back every 5 seconds, trying to put that act back in.
It's a big act, though.
That's what I lost my hair. But then, like, the Silks Act we put in, and the Silks Act, as you know, has special meaning to me, so I was always very proud once that act went back in. But then, I was ready to start playing then.
I love that as well. I was very excited to do that act.
Cool.
And I was very happy and proud to be part of that, and to
you were part of the rebirth, weren't you?
Yeah, of the Silks. I really love that as well. I miss
Silks is beautiful.
performing that in the show.
Yeah. I got to mess with the music a little bit as well, and it was really weird because Franco had just passed away. The guy that wrote the music for Perle, who was a friend of mine, he had passed away a year or so before. And then when I'd come on the consultant 6-month contract for coaching, they'd also brought in a consultant physio. And it was the AD at the time who said to me, okay, I want to put this Silks act in. And he showed me in the rehearsal room. And both of us just sort of sat there because we became good mates and we were there for like 4 or 5 months each. And we're looking at it going, oh. And the girl that had sort of pitched the act, who never got to put it in the show, she looked over to me, she see my face, and she's like, what, don't you like it? I'm like, no, the problem is now I love it. But now I just see all the problems and all the safety stuff we've got to do and all this. And I'm like, I'll make it work, but she goes, well, yeah, but are you mad with me? I'm like, no, I'm not mad with you. Like, I think it's beautiful, so it's worth doing. But unfortunately, my brain just goes to all the, not negative, but to all of the production part and the safety. And, okay, we'll do a week of that, and we'll do this induction. And I'm already, and of course, the boss is going, so when can we get in the show? I'm like, 5 weeks? Oh, well, no, I want it in 3. Oh, I'll do my best, like. But then you have to go and rewrite all the program and stuff. Because also with that show, like, well, you'll remember, like, you might have been ready to do the Silks act, you know, but the other girls weren't. And it's like, I'm not, as the AD, going to put something in that I can't guarantee that it's there every night. Because once the big boss sees it,
it's in.
And if he likes it, it's in. And then it'd be like, sorry, Lee, you're doing 6 days a week, you know, or six times a night.
But the thing is, you've always been extremely, conscious about all the safety elements, the SOPs, you know, all the steps that need to be followed from all the different departments and everything. And I think that's fantastic because, unfortunately, safety has been overlooked in other shows, over the years. It still happens every now and then. You hear a horror story. And it's important to remember that it is dangerous what we do, and we need to make sure that we're not taking unnecessary risks, with rigging, everything.
There's no point.
Yeah.
It's not. There'll always be... Yeah, I mean, I could go on for ages about the safety stuff, but I've had friends, close friends who have, literally fallen victim to... I don't want to call it negligence, but it's something overlooked safety, let's call it. And as I've seen the way it can go with cars, because the thing is, I think there was a girl a couple of weeks ago that was in a German circus that fell. And I'm just seeing it on there and I'm just going, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't know how this can happen. I don't understand why these people, and a lot of the time it's time, money, the producer's pushing or whatever. And I tend to be a bit of, arrogant or like stubbornness over the safety thing. So I'm like, no, you do the safety thing first.
No, it's true.
Because I just finished an event and it was really weird that they were doing the show and I don't really pay attention there because I was producing. And then the guys, they all had in-ears in and he's literally going, okay, now go left, now stand up, now move right. He's literally choreographing during the show.
Oh, God.
Or saying their cues. And there were some kids and stuff, but I'm like, what is going on? I don't understand. Like, I would never talk to you during a show, Like, give a clear or whatever, but they just hadn't done that, like, like the handover to you. Now it's you. Stage management is up there calling stuff. But it's you guys that are in control of the stage and what's happening in the show. Like, but I suppose in events, they just don't do that sort of handover part. They're just like, no, it's one night only, so we just tell them what to do while they're doing it. I'm like, I couldn't compute it. Like, we coach, especially in the circus world, we teach you guys what to perform and how to perform it. But then once the show starts, I purposely would never go to the booth with the stage management. I'm like, the stage manager knows her job. You guys know your job. My job is to literally sit back, hands off the reins. And so that's why, we trained as much as we did in house. And house is arguably a bigger show. It's 91, 92 cast. But it was always that. That's why you do validations. It's going, okay, I've taught you everything I need to teach you.
Yeah.
To feel comfortable that you know your job. I've given you the opportunity to ask questions if you need to ask questions. But once a show starts, I was never nervous watching you guys. Because if I was, then I haven't done my job.
Yeah. I think that's part of being a really good artistic director as well, is to know how to manage all the teams, but then also let them do what they've been trained to do, and then know when to step back.
Yeah.
And trust that they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
at that
I mean,
point.
we were really fortunate because we had some good stage managers, especially Karina, brilliant. But also
Karina.
the technical teams as well. Like that was a really, I've been gone 2 years now.
Yeah.
And it was when I left, I was really happy with what we'd achieved, and I was okay with going, okay. Here's the Bible, the book, the baton, whatever, of going, there should be no reason that this doesn't carry on for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was funny, once I left, it was basically the same. I think it was like a month later, they announced that the Cirque show that I did closed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they said, well, it's not. They would turn into the Hard Rock or something, and Love closed. I'm like, the Beatles Love? You're closing the Beatles Love show in Las Vegas?
That's very sad.
Like, of all the shows to close.
It was a fantastic show.
It's just what the Hard Rock wanted. But yeah, it's just crazy. I was like, oh, there's like some full circle. And then, of course, I went back to remount House of Dancing Water.
There you go.
And I'm like, this is going crazy now. So maybe they'll call me for Love in a couple of years when they want to relaunch that. But
probably.
Yeah.
But that's amazing that you've gone from being a gymnast to circus performer, performing in Cirque du Soleil, performing in different shows, musical theatre, everything all over the world.
Yeah.
And to head coach, into artistic director, and just they're huge jumps. Like how does that even happen? Usually people sort of stick to one and they kind of stay there. Hard to transition over.
Well, the biggest transition, as you well know, and will find the most difficult in your life, especially you, is going from stepping off the stage.
Yeah, for sure.
Some people are ready to step off stage, and some people are told to step off stage.
Yeah.
And that's always the hardest. I was ready to step off stage.
Yeah.
I'd done my thing. I'd done so much cool stuff with Cirque. I always tell everyone, as a performer, I've done the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like, I've done it all. Like, I would like to have done a bit more TV or commercials, because you're always treated like a princess on those gigs. Like, do you want a biscuit?
Yeah.
A sip of water? I did a cartwheel. I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've done nothing so far. I don't miss it because I was ready to step off stage.
Yeah.
But then I was like, okay, I'm in a world. Coaching's obvious.
Yeah.
Or it's an obvious way to go.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to get asked to go and relaunch Tarzan in Paris.
That's
so I went to Paris for 2 summers as the head coach there. And
amazing.
then came back to Vegas, and I was out of work for a bit, doing little bits of stuff, like little gigs. And then, but I'd gone back to performing after the first year at Tarzan. They'd asked me back to Cirque just for 3 months. They said, oh, someone's injured, so can you just come back and just cover for a bit?
Yeah.
I said, anything but trampoline. Like, I'm not jumping on the trampoline anymore.
Why?
Well, just because I hadn't trained for 6 months. I was really like done. And trampoline's a bit dodgy and a bit risky. So I was like, I ended up training trampoline anyway and probably could have done it. Like, I was surprised at myself how quickly it came back. But I said, no, anything but trampoline. So I did it. But it was also my own sort of checking myself if I really was ready to leave the stage.
Yeah.
And after the first week, I was like, yeah, that was fun. Like, first night's great. Because you're like, oh, I do get the buzz again.
Yeah.
And by the second day, you're like, yeah, right, no, it's good. I'll do the gig and I'll get out.
Yeah.
I don't miss performing. I think I'm a very I'm more of a head coach, artistic director. Like, I like being in with you guys. Like, to sit in an office and watch it on a screen and give you guys notes would bore me to tears. Like, I like getting in with you guys or in with the technical and the crew. And so I like that. The team. It's the team. If you build a good team, the team will take care of the show. The show's the easy part. It's the team that are running and performing in the show. That's always been my thing.
I think it's so important and fantastic that you've done all of those different areas. I think that actually makes you better at your job because you know, you've experienced all the different sides.
Yeah.
And then you can help manage the team based on your experience as well.
I think it was, I think you were there for that moment, but, Ted Lasso is one of the best shows in the world for us coaches. And he has one great saying, and it's, be curious, not judgmental.
I love that.
It's like the best phrase ever. And I'm like, yeah, that was me. I was just curious. Probably to an annoying phase, but people, if you ask questions in the way that you want to learn, then people will answer you and they'll share all this information. And I was just interested, like genuinely interested. Going, how does that work? What's that guy over there doing? And how does he put the camera on? And I think
that's great. And have you got any advice other than that to impart to, circus artists that their dream is to be in Cirque du Soleil or to coach for a big production or be an artistic director? What's your...
Artistic director's tough because there's not many people, especially in the Cirque world, there's not many artist directors that were acrobats.
That's true, actually.
They tend to be dancers or musical theatre and or have a degree in the arts for whatever. But I will say that for performers to get the job, make yourself a good good demo reel. Doesn't have to be shows. It can be you in the gym.
Okay.
Like, I don't care. If there's lights, I mean, I'm going to put lights on you anyway. I just want to see a real 1 minute video of your eclectic skills. For a big resident show like that, we're going to tell you what to perform. I'm not buying your act. If I was and it was a cabaret, I want to see your act. But just for like general house troops, Cirque du Soleil, whatever it is, the non-specialized skills, I just want to see everything, but real quick. Like, some people send me 10-minute long demo reels.
That's long.
And I'm literally going, I'm not watching this. Or I'll do it and I'll just put it on the speed button and see where I want to stop it.
Wow.
I've cast people, depending on what role. I've seen one person do a run-off backflip, back somersault, straight back somersault. I'm going, he's good.
Really?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So you recommend just 1 minute demo?
1 minute demo.
Wow.
Because it's better to send me that and me go, hey, could you show me a bit more rings? Yeah, I'll go and film it now.
Yeah.
Don't show me a show from 4 years ago when you were on a trapeze, Like, show me something, what you can do now.
Current demo footage.
Eclectic. It doesn't have to be really pretty. I don't really care if you put transitions in the middle.
Wow, okay.
I'll choose a decent song because then it's a bit less, boring. But no, it can be rough and ready. We want to see what you can do. But then that's me and I'm a coach at heart. So I'm looking for the fundamentals and the foundation to go, okay, I can train her or train him, or I can change that a little bit and tweak that.
Yeah.
He'd be good to go onto bungee straps. She'd be good to go and work on Lyra and stuff, But then some artist directors want the finished product straight away. They literally want to, pull off the shelf and plug it in.
Yeah.
So it just depends what you're looking for. But a good demo reel, and then when you're in a job, because there's nothing. There's no real coaching degree. Performing acrobatic coaching degree. I mean, they normally come from the physical education side or whatever, and there's not really there's not really a degree for that, There is for artist direction, and I wish I'd gone to school and got my degree, but there's Zeb flashing his around, and it's like, all right, you're very talented, go away. That's all right, I give him so much stick.
Love that.
But that was just learn on the job. When you've got the opportunity, take it all in. Learn every little bit you can. And then, that was it. And I was never the best. You don't have to be the best.
Wow,
you have to be consistent.
That's super important advice, I think. Yeah. Consistency will win
10 shows
every
a
time.
Week.
Yeah.
It's no good being the best on the Wheel of Death or something, but then only performing once a week. You're no good to me. I need someone that's... How many shows are we doing a year now? 460?
Yeah.
Give or take?
Yeah.
It's a lot of shows,
It's a lot of shows. Yeah. Wow. that was incredible. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much for all of that advice and information, and it's been fantastic talking to you again today. We miss you.
Yeah, I know.
It's great to see you, and I'm sure everyone is really grateful for your words of advice. So thank you again.
You're welcome. Pleasure.
And I'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.